Hello everyone. Today I am so pleased to share some great news for Lakeridge Health and all of the residents of Durham Region. This afternoon we announced a new partnership with the Ontario government to build a 320-bed long-term care facility here at Ajax Pickering Hospital. This is a much-needed announcement for all of our community and especially for seniors, as it will allow faster access to long-term care right in our own community. Durham Region, as we know, has amongst the lowest number of LTC beds for a population of our size, and as a result, here at Lakeridge Health, we have a very high number of patients deemed alternate level of care. Building a new facility here at Ajax Pickering Hospital is part of our strategic agenda to fulfill our vision of one system, best health. And it's just another example of how we at Lakeridge Health are innovating and growing to enable people to achieve their best health. Here are some highlights from today's exciting announcement.
Well, welcome to Ajax, everybody, today. Premier, Minister Fullerton, Minister Betham Falvey, our colleagues Lindsay Park and Lauren Coe, Chair Sharon Cochran from Lakeridge Health. It's great to be here today. I have to shout out as well Chair John Henry and Mayor Sean Collier, to the Mayor and to the Chair and to their councils. Thank you for the leadership that you've shown through the COVID-19 pandemic. All of us in the Durham and the Ajax community appreciate that leadership. Thank you. I am so glad, Sharon, that we are here at Ajax Pickering Hospital, part of the Lakeridge Hospital community. Ajax Pickering Hospital is at the center of our community in Ajax, in Pickering, and throughout Durham. And it's a place that serves our people well in sickness and in health in particular. And we had a chance, and the Premier had a chance to thank some of the healthcare heroes, the workers, and also the volunteers. So maybe just a quick round of applause for our healthcare frontline heroes and the volunteers that make this place work. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout this pandemic, Premier Ford has talked about something called the Ontario spirit. And that's something that is very much alive and well here in Durham. We'll often, when we talk to the Premier as the local members, talk about it being Durham's time. But there have been many examples across our community throughout the pandemic when we've seen just fantastic outreach. One is the Pickering Ajax Caremongers, which is a group of volunteers who've reached out to provide food and other support for those in need. It's just one of the many, many groups that have supported the community throughout that and has shown that real Ontario spirit, that real Durham pride. And it makes us all proud to be members of this community. Across Ontario, of course, COVID-19 has had a major effect on our communities, and Durham is no different. At the heart of that has been the impact in our long-term care centers. And all of us have experienced through our loved ones the challenges that those long-term care centers have experienced. And the Premier has always said that the buck stops with him, and that whatever the reasons for the situation, and as you know, we have a number of initiatives to make sure that we understand fully the challenges that face our long-term care system and exactly why they happen. But the Premier has always made it clear that the buck stops with him and that action is required. And that is what we are doing today. We are acting. Today, Premier Ford is acting by making an important announcement about long-term care issues in the Durham region and across the province. Durham, for those of us who have loved ones, elderly loved ones in the long-term care system, we know that the wait list in Durham is close to twice the wait list in other parts of the province. So that is why action is important, not just across Ontario, but here in Durham, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Sharon Cochran. Sharon, as you all know, is the chair of the Ajax Pickering Hospital of Lakeridge, and has been just a great supporter of healthcare in this region over the long term. So Sharon, thank you for your leadership, and welcome to the podium.
And I'll just give you quickly, there'll be some more introductions a little later. We have board members here, the foundation, our Medical Staff Association, our staff, we do have staff. We have Susan Durick, the interim president and CEO of Lakeridge Health, and Tony Stone, the CEO. I should say the chief of staff. I saw Tony grimacing at me at that point when I made that little mistake, so there we go. I'd like to begin by saying that this collaborative partnership is extremely important to Lake Ridge Health. It enables Lake Ridge Health's future, a future with health improvements that matter the most, a future with connected partnerships, and a future with an integrated healthcare system for the Durham region. You've heard kind of some stats about the long-term care beds in the Durham region. My only comment is we are among the lowest in the province in terms of the number of beds. And we know from our demographic scans that there will be an increasing senior population. So this announcement is really important to us. 320 long-term care beds. Wow. And I would just say that this is an example of a health improvement that matters the most. Our second future, where we talked about connected partnerships, means that this new campus of care will help us with partners build a seniors center of excellence, innovative technology advancements, innovative operating models. In our third future with an integrated healthcare system is that the new campus of care helps with the flow for seniors from their home, possibly to transitional care, and then to long-term care. So, in conclusion, if I could turn around, I would say thank you to the Premier. This is a very, very important capital build for us. One that's 100% funded by the Ontario government, and it's a huge investment in our region. So just again, my third thank you to them. I think they're probably tired at this point. And then just last, this is an accelerated build. I expect all of you that are here, plus I hope more, in the next 14 months to be back for the announcement of our opening. So just again, thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to be able to introduce Premier Ford.
Well, thank you so much, Sharon, and thank you for the warm welcome. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be back in beautiful Durham today. I absolutely love the Durham region, and you folks have it all right here in your own backyard. Great people, beautiful scenery, and a strong sense of community. So I'm happy to be here with Minister Fullerton and your incredible provincial representatives, the fabulous four, the Durham four, as they call themselves, Minister Phillips, Minister Bethenfall, MPP Co. and MPP Park. This team behind me are working 7 days a week for the people of Durham. And today's historic announcement is proof that they're getting results. All across Durham, my government is making investments in the region's future. Investments like doubling the size of Bowmanville Hospital with a new patient tower, a new emergency room, a new critical care, and inpatient units. We're adding 15 more midday GO trips and delivering two-way all-day service every 15 minutes along the Lakeshore East GO rail line. This is great news for Durham region, and we couldn't do it without the help of our municipal partners. My friends, we recently secured a $4 billion deal from the federal investment for Ontario municipalities. This money will support shelters, food banks, public health, and transit right here in Durham and across Ontario. Is just absolutely incredible. And we did it working hand in hand with our municipal partners. They had our back during these critical negotiations, so I thank you for joining us today. We have Ajax Mayor Collier, Durham Region Chair John Henry, Uxbridge Mayor Barton, and Brock Mayor Bath Haddon. Oshawa Deputy Mayor Bob Chapman. Bob, you're an absolute champion. And I know Pickering Mayor Dave Ryan just had surgery and couldn't be with us. We wish him a very speedy recovery. And thank you, Deputy Mayor Ash, for being with us at today's event in place of Dave. I also want to recognize the team here at Lake Ridge Health, all the heroic nurses, doctors, personal support workers, and hospital staff. Thank you for going above and beyond to support Orchard Villa and many other long-term care homes in the area. During our time of greatest need, this community, the workers here, you stepped up and you came together, and we thank you. My friends, we will never forget this difficult chapter in our history, some of the darkest days we have ever faced as a province. But when we look back, this period will not be defined by the virus. This period will be defined by the everyday heroes. Those who came together, those who stood together to protect their most vulnerable. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys get You had our backs and we have yours, and that's why we're here today. We're all here today because we care about our seniors. We want our seniors in our long-term care homes to have a safe, comfortable place to call home. It's no secret we inherited a broken system, a crisis decades in the making. We didn't create this mess, but my friends, we're all going to fix it. And it starts with building new beds, new facilities. We're putting forward bold new solutions to deal with the years of underinvestment in our long-term care system. And last week, I launched a new pilot program, a new building model to get more beds built faster for our seniors. We're building state-of-the-art facilities with modern design standards, the best amenities, comfortable and safe places for our seniors to call home. And most important of all, we're doing it in months, which I find incredible. It's going to be done in months opposed to years. And today, I'm thrilled to announce another brand new project to accelerate the building of 322 new long-term care beds right here in Durham Region. That's 320 brand new beds delivered by the end of 2021. That's 320 more seniors who will have access to the care they deserve by the end of next year. And we're so proud to be working with Lake Ridge Health, Infrastructure Ontario, and our incredible labor partners to get the shovels in the ground faster and ensure these 320 new beds are built in months, not years. Not only will this project benefit our seniors, but it will create jobs right here in the community. My friends, we are building a better Ontario. We are building a better long-term care system, a compassionate system, a system that puts our seniors first. And as we turn the soil today, we're turning over a new chapter for our long-term care residents and their families. Thank you, and God bless the people of Durham Region and Ontario. Thank you. I'll pass it over to Dr. Fullerton. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier. I am so excited to be here today, and I want to thank Sharon Cochran, Chair of the Board of Trustees for Lake Ridge Health, and I want to acknowledge Mayor Collier for being here today, and Michael Lindsay from Infrastructure Ontario as well. And I want to recognize my Durham 4 colleagues, Minister Rod Phillips, Minister Peter Bethlen-Falvey, MPP Lindsay Park, and MPP Lorne Coe, who have all been tireless advocates on behalf of their constituents who need long-term care across the Durham region. The shortage of long-term care beds across the province puts added strain on our healthcare system, as thousands of people are currently in hospitals awaiting their next home. The reality is that Durham Region has one of the highest wait times for a long-term care space in Ontario. The provincial median wait time for a long-term care space is 139 days. In Durham, the median wait time is 257 days. Our government is committed to improving this number, and we will continue to work to rebuild and advance long-term care. we remain steadfast in our promise to provide our most vulnerable people with the care they need in a safe and comfortable living space by modernizing the long-term care sector and creating capacity throughout the province. As our government continues to make progress on our broader modernization of the long-term care sector, today's announcement is another example of finding modern solutions and innovative ways of providing the care that our vulnerable seniors need. Currently, it takes approximately 36 months to build a long-term care home once a site and financing has been secured. And through a range of enabling measures such as modular design and construction, rapid procurement, increased construction times to lessen the duration of construction, and the use of hospital lands, we are targeting occupancy of this new long-term care home in 2021. It's important to note that these beds, 320 of them, will be for our vulnerable people to call home. It will be new capacity in our long-term care system. Through innovation, partnership, and modern solutions, our government will continue to improve our long-term care system and create new and modern spaces for our aging loved ones to call home and get the care they need and deserve. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Regional Chair and CEO John Henry to say a few words. Thank you.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of the most amazing healthcare facilities in all of Ontario, Lakeridge Health Corporation. And I know there's a number of health professionals here today, doctors, staff, and the boards of directors of Lakeridge Health. How about giving them all a big round of applause? And I'd also like to recognize Councillor Yamada from the town of Whitby. Premier, you might not know this, but this is an amazing day in Durham Region. We started our morning off with a $2.6 million investment in Parkview Seniors by MPP Piccini, Minister Clark, and MPP Parks were there this morning. So thank you for that contribution. And now we're here in Ajax for an amazing story. So good afternoon. I would like to begin by thanking Premier Ford and Minister Philton and Minister Phillips for joining us here today in the region for this exciting announcement. But really, I want to thank you for yesterday's announcement. That was amazing, and it will go a long way to help municipalities throughout all of Ontario. And as one of the fastest growing communities in North America, Durham Region welcomes the addition of this new 325 long-term care beds in our region, and that deserves a round of applause. These new residents will not only enjoy a new state-of-the-art facility, but they will be located on the same lands as one of the province's finest hospitals. And I have to commend Premier Ford and his team on this initiative. They have put a lot of consideration into this project and worked hard to make this a reality for our community. This announcement today is in alignment with the commitment of Durham Regional Council to improve the life of people and businesses in our region through the delivery of essential services. One of which is the delivery of high-quality care within our 4 directly operated long-term care homes. We are pleased that this announcement completes the region's strategic plan, a guiding document that lays out our priorities and sets achievable goals for the short and long term. Taking care of our vulnerable population is one of our top priorities and has always been one for our council. Once built, this facility will allow residents to live in a caring community where people are treated with dignity and respect, where we work to ensure that no one gets left behind or falls through the cracks, a place where quality of life is second to none, a place where we work together alongside our provincial and federal governments to ensure our region continues to grow, families continue to thrive, and our residents continue to say it's the best place in Ontario to live, work, and retire. Throughout this unprecedented pandemic, our community has continued to remain Durham strong, coming together much like all of Ontario to overcome this crisis. On behalf of the residents of Durham Region, we want to thank you once again, Premier Ford, for working together with us to improve long-term care for our most vulnerable. An investment in our people, an investment in our future. Thank you for being here today.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for attending today. I'd just like to briefly introduce my members of council. I think I've seen them all here. I have Regional Councillor Marilyn Crawford, Councillor Ashmead Khan, Councillor Rob Tyler Moore, and Councillor Lisa Bauer, Regional Councillor Joanne Dyes, and I thought I saw Regional Councillor Sterling Lee here somewhere. Everybody is in attendance, and thank you very much for coming today. I want to say on behalf of Ajax Council and residents of Ajax, thank you to Premier Ford and your strong cabinet for your leadership in navigating the COVID-19 crisis, for supporting and partnering with municipalities, and getting us back on track by investing in critical infrastructure like the long-term care home announced today. We're incredibly excited about this announcement. That deserves a round. Come on. Healthcare is an essential component of the quality of life residents expect and deserve. This announcement will mean better access to not only long-term supportive housing for seniors, but will free up vital space in our hospital for those who need treatment. Our Ajax community is strongly invested in the long-term success of our Ajax Pickering Hospital. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic response, we saw an outpouring of gratitude displayed every day, from appreciation parades at evening shift change, hundreds if not thousands of donated meals and supplies, to the community-wide window project, which saw residents and businesses across town creating posters, putting up mobile signs, and posting videos in support of frontline healthcare workers. Ajax Council has been a longtime supporter of our local hospital, donating $125,000 each year to the Ajax Pickering Hospital Foundation from our non-tax revenues, totaling about $1.6 million to date over the last 20 years. And in addition to the Mayor's Charity Golf Tournament hosted by Mayor Dave Ryan from Pickering and myself, which this year will reach the $4 million milestone for donations to this hospital. I know that I speak for all of Ajax when I welcome this timely development. Co-locating a new long-term care facility directly beside our hospital just makes perfect sense. Ajax has a large older adult and senior population, and our seniors, many of whom have been in Ajax for all of our 65 years, deserve the best care that we can provide. Thank you. But moreover, the entire region benefits from these measures taken to end hallway health care and alleviate pressure on our emergency rooms. New updated facilities for seniors like the one announced today could not come at a better time. I want to thank our local MP, Rod Phillips, for his leadership on this and commitment to Ajax. Our team is committed to doing everything we can to expedite the process and to ensure that this facility is up and running as soon as possible. Now I'd like to invite Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy to come to the podium and finish up. Peter? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and I am the last speaker. It's a great day to be here. I want to thank you, Mayor Collier, for those thoughtful words and for your leadership through these extraordinary times. I want to also acknowledge Durham Regional Chair John Henry and Pickering Deputy Mayor Kevin Ash and Pickering Mayor Dave Ryan, who's recovering. Thank you for your leadership as we navigate COVID-19 in the Durham region together. It's also great to be here with my Durham colleagues, also known as the Durham Four, MPP Rod Phillips, Lauren Coe, and Lindsay Park. And finally, Sharon Cochran and Susan Durick and all the great healthcare workers at Lakeridge Health. This doesn't happen without you. All of you. And I do remember doing a motorcade through here, and I remember all the personal support workers, the nurses. We drove around here, and I'm waving and smiling, and you know what they're doing? They're waving and smiling back at me and saying thank you to me, and I'm going, you got to be kidding! You're the ones on the front line. But then I realized we're doing this all together. I'm really, as the MPP for Pickering Uxbridge, I'm really thrilled that this important project is going forward. I particularly want to thank Premier Ford and Minister Fulton for joining us here today to share this exciting news, along with others, and I see them up close and personal. These two are working 24/7 to fix the long-term care system, and today's announcement is a testament to that. So thank you for spearheading this community project that will help provide a world-class long-term care health system for our growing population in Durham region. And I'm so proud of the leadership here at Lakeridge Health, where the staff, the doctors, the nurses, the personal support workers, and the entire team have gone above and beyond these past few months to keep patients and our community safe. Whether it was going in to help defeat COVID-19 at Orchard Villa, or collecting personal protective equipment donations for healthcare workers and distributing them across long-term care homes in the area, they stepped up. Thank you all for showing the true Ontario spirit. Merci à tous d'avoir montré l'esprit de l'Ontario. And merci beaucoup, mon vieux. And today we are taking another step forward to protect the most vulnerable in our community. Et aujourd'hui, nous faisons un autre pas en avant pour protéger les plus vulnérables de notre communauté. Durham Region currently holds the longest wait list, as was mentioned many times, in the province, and so building additional capacity is crucial for our residents. Traditional projects like these can take at least 36 months, but as was mentioned, we're hoping to have it completed by the end of 2021. So I want to thank everyone for coming here today, and I look forward to working with the team at Lakeridge, Premier Ford, Minister Fullerton, MPP Phillips, MPP Coe, MPP Park, and many others to see this project past the finish line. Thank you and merci.